This is Feature Minor. So Pope Francis has been unalived, and it does look very suspicious because this happened on Easter after a ceremony where he gave a speech, and after that, I guess they found him unalive. One thing of many that I found suspicious is how he looked. He looked very different than previous pictures. He looked much heavier, and then to me, his nose looked very different as well. So this makes me suspect that might not have even been him in the first place. I mean, so they said he's been battling pneumonia for some time now. So is it possible that he was unalived a while ago and they had a look-alike playing his part, and that's why he looks so different? It's very possible. I mean, because he almost looked unrecognizable before he was unalived, and so it's very suspicious how he was looking. I mean, they could have had a duplicate playing his role for the last several weeks or months, and they waited till this specific moment to announce that he was gone. For maybe it has to do with the ritualistic reasons or whatever reasons they have, because a lot of people now are talking about this Pope prophecy. I've covered it before in previous videos, and I had some very interesting information about Pope Francis in my previous videos. I'll leave a link in the comment section and description box, because yeah, it looks like they're claiming that there's this book that was in the Vatican, and this book is said to be over 900 years old, and they're saying that this book foretells every single pope from the time that book was written until now, and it lists every single one of them and their names. So this is the word, is that they have this book, and it's supposed to determine that Pope Francis is supposed to be the final pope, from what I understand. Now, I find that interesting because on the wall, there's, I guess, room for one more pope. And so they have the names and each number of popes are supposed to be until this time, until right now. And it was all listed, and they had the slots on the wall, I guess, in the Vatican, and there's one open slot. So I guess, according to this prophecy, well, I don't know if it's according to the prophecy or if it's according to the conspiracy theorists, but I guess there's suspicions that there's going to be a replacement for Pope Francis, but this will be, I guess they're saying, the Antichrist or the false prophet or something like that, where this next pope will be used to usher in the end of days. So they're calling this a doomsday prophecy, and they're saying that whoever replaces the pope is going to be someone to look out for. They're going to be doing maybe some miraculous things. Who knows what they're going to be doing, signs and wonders possibly. So they're saying Pope Francis was 88 years old, which is another interesting thing about his passing with that age, and seeing that number being 88, it kind of stands out a little bit. Like I said, he was unrecognizable, at least to me, and the time of his passing was on Easter. All that looks kind of strange, plus with the Pope prophecy of the final Pope. So they're saying he's the final Pope, and whoever takes his place will be something to look out for, because they're saying that doomsday is on the way. So according to the Bible, though, no one knows the time or the hour. But there is one thing that we must know, is that even though we won't know the time or hour, there is going to be some things that's going to take place before the conclusion of this world, before the end of the world, where the wrath of the Most High will be brought upon this earth, according to Revelations. And it'll be targeting, I guess, the sinners and the unbelievers and stuff like that. So, I mean, so if the Vatican is holding this information to know where, okay, we're going to have this certain number of popes until the end of the times, well, to me that just sounds like what they know is what they're limited in knowing is basically, okay, they're saying this final slot will be taken by, I guess you can only conclude by something like a Antichrist figure or a false prophet type thing going on, some type of thing like that, where it will be, in my opinion, it will be someone that will be manifested from the enemy's kingdom, the fallen one's kingdom, that might take his place and be ruling. And then we have to wonder, is this going to be something to do with the end of times? And because, I mean, it could very well be a political figure as well, this Antichrist figure, or I'm hearing there could be multiple Antichrists. So I don't know if it's going to be specifically just one person or if it's going to be multiple beings that are going to be around and they're all the Antichrist. Who knows? But there's supposed to be all types of things going on in the end times. So we'll see if this happens. I mean, if anything happens, they're saying, well, they're predicting it's going to be sometime around 2027, according to this alleged book that they found in the Vatican that foretells all this stuff. So looks like they're predicting it to be around 2027. So that's about 2 years from now. And then what? We're going to start seeing some things happening. We'll have to see. I mean, I wouldn't really be surprised to see some type of pope take place and he starts maybe trying to heal people, maybe like reenact like he's the Messiah or something. Maybe he starts trying to heal people and get them to walk and talk again and see again. But we already have that going on with technology, where Elon Musk is saying that he's going to be introducing some technology that's going to have people see again and walk again and things like that. So that's like what I was saying. I mean, you can't just really point the finger at any one particular person or position right now to be the Antichrist. I mean, let me know your thoughts about the Antichrist. If you think it's going to just be one person or is it going to be multiple? Who knows? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if anything happens within the next 2 years or so. I mean, with these types of things, I mean, when it comes down to it, the Bible is supposed to be the place to go to get prophecy and stuff like that. So you really got to take this stuff with a grain of salt. But, the Vatican seems to, it stands out when they just have one slot left for one more pope on their wall, allegedly, according to this picture where they're showing there's an empty space now and they just want to fill that one last slot. So what do they know? I mean, I guess they would know something, especially if they're working with the fallen ones. I guess they would have some insight on things that, the normal person wouldn't know. Working with the enemy's kingdom, they're probably privy to a lot of information that the average person would not be able to obtain. So they might know something. I mean, I'm sure they could conduct a ritual to put the spirit of one of the fallen ones into the Pope. And they would have to do that intentionally, I guess, And then you're hearing a lot about the Jesuits and what is their connection, like what's going on with them. We've covered them a lot on this channel and my other channel, Exclusive Updates, where, the Jesuits seem like a pretty shady group of people, according to my research. So plus with the stories of Constatine and all that, seeing a cross in the sky, and then modern religion, modern Christianity all uses a cross. And there's questions about where did the use of the cross actually come from? How was it introduced into Christianity? Plus the introduction of pagan holidays into Christianity, like Christmas and Easter itself is a pagan holiday, and Christians use that, to this day as something to do with the Messiah. But when you look deeper into it, it looks like Easter is a pagan ritual that just happens to fall on the same calendar dates as some of the Christian holidays from the ancient times. So it's like all mixed together. And we do know that around the time of Constantine and all that, they did introduce a lot of pagan rituals into Christianity. And it sounds like that had to do with the separation from the Protestants and the Catholics, where they were challenging a lot of the things that was introduced. And then when it comes down to it, even a lot of the things that they identified with the Protestants, it looks like even the Protestants continue to carry on some of the traditions as well to this day. So then at that point, you got to really do your research and homework and understand what you're participating in when your congregation or your fellowship, your Christian ministry is practicing some of the things that you can look up and see. Hey, this stuff looks like it's rooted in paganism. So what's it doing in the church? So yeah, make sure you're educated on everything when it comes to these practices, and we'll have to see what comes of all this. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. And like I said, I'm gonna leave some links if you want to do more research with me on some of these things, because we go into like the underground places they found in the Vatican and under old churches. There was a lot of underground things, and they found them actually worshiping some strange entities. I think one was Mithra or something. And there was all types of research I did on these subjects. I mean, especially with the ancient Rome and with their origin as a government before they became a church, and then how the disciples and the Messiah was all pretty much taken out, from what I understand. And then all of a sudden, the same people that, when Rome was going after the believers, then they became the place to be for the believers. So it's like, when did that switch happen, and what's behind that? It's all very suspicious, if you ask me. I mean, yeah, so you're going to definitely want to check out my previous videos on these subjects if you have time. Check it out. Links will be in the comment section and description box. Also, leave links to my other channels, my social media, my Feature My Store, my free email newsletters, and much more. If you would like to support this channel, please donate as little as $1 to help keep this channel online by becoming a YouTube member or a monthly patron. So thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Feature Mind signing off.